We're live.
Good afternoon, my woolly friends, and how are you today? This is Nancy coming from Always in Stitches for our March installment of Bertie's Year. As you can see here on the board, this is February. This is completed. Hopefully yours looks just like this. I really enjoyed doing this. I had a lot of fun. I don't think there was anything that I changed up except for the eyes and this little part right here that's her neck definition. I believe they said to do that in black, but I thought that would be too stark, so I did it in the same dark brown that I did the wings on. So everything went together correctly this time. So I was very excited when it was done. And I think I have decided that I am going to do the full quilt. I'm not going to do the individuals. So I went ahead and cut my backing, but I did not put it on. So I will keep that back for later and maybe figure out a way to sew them all together to do the backing for this. So hopefully yours turned out this way, and if not, give us a call if you need any help and we'll let you know. One thing that I did not do, on a lot of them you will see a decorative embroidery stitch that is going to go around the wool section, and I did not do that. Feel free to do it. Again, this is your project, so if you want to put it in, go right ahead. I don't want to. So I don't think I'm going to be doing that work. Now on March's, I will probably do the extra work because it's different. But I'll show you that here in a minute. So I hope you're enjoying it. I really had fun with it. I felt like I was cramming for exams when I was trying to get it done. But we got it done and it looks great. So now on to March. March's Bertie has a friendly bee, a beehive, and what would March be without shamrocks? So this is your March block right here. And this is a specialty stitching that they have. It goes in the cotton pieces that we have in there. So I will probably go ahead and do those. I just didn't like how it looked to go around. Now they did, it looks like they did an outline stitch or a back stitch to define that. Again, I probably won't do that, but I will do these stitches right here. There are your typical blanket stitch to do your wool appliques on. There's your outline stitch, a French knot, and it looks like that's all the fancy stitches that they have. Now the stems on the shamrocks are like the stems on this bleeding heart. I have 3 rows of outline stitch or stem stitch going up. With these, I think you're only going to do 2. So that gives it the thickness. I start out with 1 here, add the 2nd row, and then come up with the 3rd row as the flowers connect. So with this one, I think you're only going to do two lines of, maybe even it's just 1. It may just be 1. Well, we'll just have to read our directions, and I will encourage you, read your directions first before you cut the first thing. Believe me, it will not create issues for you if you read it first and then you go and do it. Because that's what happened to me the first time. I didn't read, I did what I thought was right, and it was wrong.
But what's your last name?
I don't know. No clue today. Okay, you will notice that when you cut these squares out of your quilting cotton that you had quite a bit of extra. Hang on to that because you will use the green. Did you throw yours away, Peter? You will use the green again.
I was just gasping for people who did.
Take it back out of your stash. You will use the green again. There's a couple colors that you use on more than one block. So just hang on to everything. And
in person, this is stunning.
Isn't that fun?
This is gorgeous. All the shades of green. It's really hard to appreciate it from just the book, you know.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be, as a quilt, oh.
Yep, I'm excited.
It's going to be awesome.
So speaking of being
So
organized,
which daughter gets this one?
I'm taking this one with me. I got to thinking when I finished this, I thought, gosh, what am I going to do with all my extra stuff that I have? So I grabbed some project bags that I had made. I think these were a panel that we had here in the shop. But inside, I have everything from February left. This is my backing fabric in here that I've cut. I've got all my extra fabric in here. We talked about little wool pieces. These are some good pieces that I think can be used in something else, or if it's just a small piece in another block and you know that you've got these scraps, cut these up before you cut into your big square. Now, this is the bird's body, so you probably won't use that small of a piece again, but keep it in your stash. There's probably going to be leaves. Hang on to your green. These are just some scrap pieces of the flannel, and then your cotton pieces. So there'll be kits that you don't get the cotton in it, and it's because we've already given you a whole bunch of it that you'll be able to use. So I keep all of that together, and also I went through and wrote down what DMC threads I used on the different parts of this, because I want to be consistent in my blocks. And I knew a month down the road I will forget what this is, or what that one was, or what the feet were. These are colors that you're going to use in every single block. So I thought it would probably be smart to write it down. So I have all my little numbers and what they were used for written down on this little piece of paper, and it's going to go right back in here, so if I have a question, I can go back to it. Now, I know eventually I will have enough kits that this one won't be big enough, and I'll have to figure out something else. But for right now, it works, and my book fits in there really nice, so you won't misplace your book. And then in that panel, there was another small one, because I went to look for my wool needles, and could I find them? No. I have no clue where they're at. I'm going to have to buy another tube of them. But in here, and I thought this was pretty smart on my behalf.
Let's see what you got there.
Sometimes I'm not so smart at times. I have all my floss that I used.
Oh, and you bobbinated it.
And it's
Smart.
good to just have it all together, because if you do part of it and then you have to put it down, you can just have all your floss all right here together and just pull it out. I have my handy dandy little scissors. And then I will have a tube of wool applique needles when I buy a new one. So then that will fit into this bag. So everything is all together in one place. And it would be smart also to make a small needle book. You can make it out of wool, or you can make it out of quilting cotton, because this isn't real smart, but here's my applique needle stuck into the top of here.
That's what I would do.
So, you know, if I had a nice little needle book that would slide in there, that would be in there, and I probably won't lose it. I said probably. So, on to what we did for March. I want to go over a few tools that I used and what we have here in the shop. The 6.5, it's called a Triangle Square Up Plus ruler. This is mine. You can tell it's been used because it's got sticky stuff on it. This is perfect for squaring up these squares right here. And that's what is going to enable you to have them all the right size. They're going to fit together. I do have some lost points, but for the majority of them, I have points.
That's only because of the flannel, right?
It didn't press out right.
If that was quilt cotton, you would have nailed it.
I would have nailed it.
Yeah.
So if you're going to buy a square up, I would get this one, because it's got your half sizes on this end, your whole sizes on this end, and you have to square these up to 2.5 inch. You pop it down along the seam right here where they come together, and then anything hanging out, it gets cut. And Deborah agrees, so I think she bought one.
Deborah, are you agreeing?
Definitely. Now, the other thing with these half square triangles here, you have to draw a line on the back. And so I used my black friction pen because I could draw on the back of the green. I don't know. No, you can't see it because it's in the seams. To where I could see where my cutting lines were. Now, I use these. These are from Fons and Porter OmniGrid. And I would lay this across the diagonal of my square, and then I would draw a line here and here. We don't have these in the shop anymore. I don't know if we can't get them, but we do carry the quick quarter, which will do the same thing. You can draw along each of these sides, and then here in the middle you would have a dashed line. That would be your sewing line. So I would recommend using that to get your perfect half square triangles. So, and I think I may have shown you this before, but this probably won't show up on the black flannel, although it might because it's got kind of a white background. But I thought it's not going to come through. On the lighter colors, you may want to draw it on the flannel itself, but I thought that worked out real well for me. Deborah got your kits together. I was excited.
Thanks,
about
Deborah.
that. You're welcome. And this is, they're big. We had to graduate to a bigger bag. So this is what you're going to get.
Did Deborah cut all that?
She did. She cut it 17 times.
No.
So this is going to be the front of your kit. It says March on the bottom so you can keep track. And you've got your button. Your button will go on Bertie's hat. The black and the yellow, these two go for the hat and the bee. Let me see if I can remember what I told Deborah. This is Bertie's wing. You only have one to cut this time, so your piece is smaller. Here's Bertie's body. How am I doing, Deborah?
Well, that one, remember we put it together. That, that gold is the beak and...
Oh, yes, and this piece, it's bigger, but this is going to be the bee's keep, and it's also going to be Bertie's beak. So you're going to be getting two of the pieces out of this one piece of wool. So we'll do that if we're using the same piece of wool for something. We'll just cut you a bigger piece. We'll add the measurements together. Again, we have shamrocks. You have your green. You have your flannel for your background and your backing. And then these are your golds. You needed 4 assorted gold fabrics. So these will be these pieces right here on, on your border. It'll be those right there. And again, I can't remember, we might use yellow again. So just keep all of this together. I know it's asking a lot to keep everything together for a year, but if you get you a plastic project tote, the big square ones, I think they're 12 by 12. They're great for scrapbook paper projects and things like that, but it's also great for this. Your quilt block won't fit in there, but all this other fun stuff will. So that is going to be your kit that will be mailed out to you on Monday by Lisa. And she's already gone for the day, or we'd be after her to get them to you today. But she'll mail those out on Monday when she comes back. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to call the shop and ask for me. Or again, on the video, we did have some people who were interested in joining the club. There are still openings. We can get you caught up. We can get all the kits out to you that you may have missed. One of the questions was, it does come out monthly. So each month you will get a pack like this. The kits are $39.99. There's a $19.99 registration fee, which is the cost of your book. So you'll get your book also. And I think I planned on 30 people. So I may have to order some more wool, but that's okay. We can do that. And just to get you signed up and doing this fun project, I hope those of you who are in the club have enjoyed your first block and are looking forward to your second block. And I can't wait because there's something fun in each one of them. I had to say that I think that the Christmas one was my favorite, of course. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise!
But there's something I like in every single one of them. I love the hats that Bertie wears. I mean, there's always a hat. So, it's just fun.
Bertie's got a big hat rack.
Now, is Bertie a male or a female?
I don't know.
I have not figured
But Bertie's
that
got a
out.
big hat rack.
Because here, the hat is a man's hat. The bee hat could be like a bonnet for a woman. Maybe there's more than one Bertie. I don't know.
Bertie has a lot of friends.
Hopefully if somebody figures that out, they can let me know. Put it in the comments and we'll figure
If it's
this out.
Bertie's year, maybe Bertie's not even in it. Bertie just conned all these other birds into trying on these outfits.
Oh, that could be. They're playing dress up.
Yes.
Have fun. Who's their photographer?
Probably the Peter bird.
The Peter Bird. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day. And again, if you have questions, comments, call in or put it in the comments of the video. And we'll get back with you. And enjoy Bertie's year.